Hi, this is Chapter 1 from Building Vocabulary Skills. I'm going to read the words aloud, and you should pause and say each word after me so that you get the pronunciation correct. Acknowledge, alternative, anecdote, appropriate, avert, candid, compel, comply, concise, drastic. The first word is acknowledge. It's a verb. Stubborn people often find it difficult to acknowledge their errors. They hate to admit they were wrong. The word means to admit. You can acknowledge your mistakes, acknowledge your problems, acknowledge your errors. The second word is alternative. It's a noun. It's a choice. The teacher stated the alternatives to Tim: either retake the test or get a D for the course. Alternatives is just like choices. So your alternative for taking 32 at Loudon would be to take 32 in another campus, or you can wait till the next semester if it's not available right now. Next, we have anecdote. It's a noun. It's a short, interesting story. Dad told the children an anecdote about getting his tie caught in a filing cabinet at work just as the boss walked in. Anecdote is just a short story, so I could tell an anecdote about going on the kayak with my dog and we both fell in the water. Next, the word appropriate. It's an adjective. Chuck has a little sense of what's socially appropriate. For example, he wore jeans and running shoes to his sister's wedding. The word means proper. You can have appropriate behavior. You can speak appropriately and turn it into an adverb. Behave appropriately. You can make an appropriate choice. So, example, I think she made the appropriate choice when she decided to go to Nova. Avert. It's a verb. Renata averted an unpleasant meeting with her ex-boyfriend by leaving the store before he saw her. This is to prevent. So you can avert your eyes if you don't want to see something. You can avert an accident. You can avert getting caught in the rain if you forget your umbrella. So for example, I averted the accident by slamming on my brakes and stopping before I hit the car in front of me. Next, candid. It's an adjective. It means to be honest. I'll give you my candid opinion, but you may not like what you hear. You can be candid with somebody. It can be a candid person. You can say to be candid, a candid opinion. So, for example, in my candid opinion, I don't like what she's wearing, but I'm not sure I want to tell her that. Compel. It's a verb. My history teacher would often compel us to do useless work, such as memorizing the date each state entered the Union. This means force. In this particular case, somebody of higher standing would compel somebody of lower standing to do something. So, for example, a boss could compel his employees to do something. A parent could compel a child. An army officer could compel somebody below them to do something. The next word is comply. It's a verb. If someone with an iron pipe demands your wallet, it's safer to comply than to resist. This means to do as asked. This is the person that's doing what the other person compels them to do. The mother would compel her child to do the homework. The child would comply. The police officer would compel the person he pulled over to give him his license. The person he pulled over would comply and give him the license. Concise. This is an adjective. Because of limited space, most newspaper articles must be concise. This means clear and brief, short and simple, not giving a long response, you're just keeping it quick. I gave a concise answer when she asked if it was raining. Twitter is also a very concise type of communication as opposed to email. Finally, We have drastic. It's an adjective. The company's new president took drastic steps, closing 2 factories and laying off 300 employees. Extreme. You could have a drastic consequence, a drastic reaction, a drastic punishment. So, for example, when the child came home late from school one day, the mother gave a drastic punishment and said he could not go out for the next month. These are the 10 words from chapter 1. You should go through your book now, listen to this, and then go through and do the assignments in chapter 1. We will check them in class. This is the end of chapter 1.